Hey Photos subscribers, we're going to be talking about the idea of shooting into the sun or shooting with direct sun lighting. Now, again, we're not talking about taking images of the surface of the sun. We don't really have professional equipment that is something the quote unquote average consumer can go out and purchase. It is available out there. We have seen some images of the surface of the sun and it's extremely intriguing, but direct lighting in general doesn't even have to be from the sun, but direct sun lighting is very harsh, it's very bright. I'm sure everybody has been told by their parent or teacher or somebody not to look at the sun or it'll burn your retina. Well, that's point one of photography is we don't want to look directly at a light source. It's going to be so bright that the camera trying to adjust itself to be able to see the subject or the object well enough and properly expose it is going to confuse the camera software or hardware to know what it really should be looking at and what it should lighten or darken to so that the subject is properly exposed. So in that regard, we want the object to be lit well enough, but the background to be overlit or the foreground to be overlit to the point where we can still focus on the subject, but not be overlighting the subject or object and use the lighting to our best advantage. One of the ways I wanted to discuss this is by looking at direct lighting in that specific focus point. So I went out and took a couple of photographs of some tall decorative fountain grass and used the sun as a background light, but the sun itself is specifically behind that piece of fountain grass. So it overexposes a part of the stem of the grass stalk, which isn't too bad. But there are some other shots I took which completely overexposes the grass stalk, and you can't even see the stem of that fountain grass anymore because the sun is so bright. And then there's some other shots that I took which were underexposed, which you can't really see the blade of the fountain grass either because the sun's behind it, but that's the point of the direct lighting. With the sun as that light source behind the piece of fountain grass, you can't see because the light is so bright. The sun is so bright behind the grass, you can't even see it. Being direct light, being behind my subject, it's so bright. You can't see the fountain grass anymore, even if it was intended for me to be able to shoot it that way. I can't do really anything except throw up some sort of transparent fabric or something that the sun could still come through to light that fountain grass, but not over light that fountain grass enough. So just a little bit of an illustration, we can use that direct lighting. That's great, but it's a silhouette. So the direct lighting is our background light as well. So in that regard, we will break those down. We'll talk more about background lighting. We'll talk more about foreground lighting and silhouettes as we go on through. But direct lighting as it is existing here in our subject for our video today is there is no filtering to that light. It's not shining through something to kind of give a little bit of a shadow or to tame that lighting to disperse, or in photography, in the field of photography, the art itself, the word is diffuse, to take that light and disperse it, to make it spread out, to not be as harsh, to make it non-direct. Now it's diffused. It's just like any light in your house. You have a light cover for it and it diffuses the light. It creates this nice little soft pattern that you can look at a lamp that's sitting up close to the wall. The light will shine on the wall, but underneath you'll see that direct lighting, and it kind of has this spray outward from the source of that light, whether it's the light bulb or maybe you have something more intriguing like an LED light that looks like a flame inside. Those bulbs are directly lighting the area below the lampshade and above the lampshade, but the light coming out to the sides of the lampshade are called diffused light, or it's softened a little bit by that lampshade. So direct light is that light above and below the lamp that's, as we called, spraying out. It's direct lighting, and you'll see that a little bit easier with a lamp up against a wall, and you'll see directly what is that direct light spray and what is that softened diffused light spread around the sides. So diffused light is part of the subjects we'll be digging into more in depth, but for this video, direct lighting is any light source that you have directly looking at your subject or object. For right now, I have a mix of direct lighting on me and diffused lighting. Because of this light up here in my living room, I see a bare bulb out of the peripheral vision of my eyes to be able to see that light bulb that's directly looking at me. But there's 3 other light bulbs in that light fixture, and they're both looking through lampshades at me with diffused lighting. So I get a little bit of that mix of harsh light and some softened light as well. So you don't really see anything overexposed. You might see my hair casting some shadows on my face or the edges of my hair, but you don't see that harsh lighting, that any part of my face is really overexposed, and the shadows around my eyes aren't so deep that you can't really tell whether I have eyelids or not. So the point here is that the direct lighting is used to help expose the subject or whatever your attention is drawn to, hopefully me, but the direct lighting isn't overlighting either and causing a washing out of my face. And you can see directly what you are looking at, and it's not that hard to draw your attention over to my face, or to either causing so much shadow on my face as to underlight it to where you want to look at something else. I know the Christmas tree is really fascinating, so you might have your attention drawn over there. It is really well lit. It has a lot of really neat decorations on it. So I'm not offended if your attention is drawn to the Christmas tree. But the point is your photography, you want to design your shots to have the subject or the object, namely for me, if you're looking at this frame of the video as an illustration, I am lit in such a way so that my face is not too dark and is not too bright from the direct lighting so as to draw your attention away to something else. It is just enough lighting to draw your attention to my face, and just enough darkening from that direct lighting because of the harsher shadows that it draws your attention, and you're starting to look at detail of my face and seeing what you like and what you don't like. So hopefully there's more about my face that you like than you don't. But the other side of it is learn how to use the shadow of direct lighting to your advantage in your photographs. Use those shadows to cast some interest on your subject. Use those light areas to draw the viewer's attention of your photograph to the areas of the subject that you want them to look at. All right, happy 2021, y'all. Take a great opportunity here to continue learning with us throughout the rest of the year as we look to diligently add 1 video a day to this YouTube channel and discuss one aspect or another that you will find intriguing and can learn from in these videos, so that you will take your photography from wherever you are, whether you're already a professional or you are just intrigued with this as a hobby. You're taking your photography from point and shoot photography to something more professional, or you want to start selling your photographs somewhere on a stock agency. We want to improve from wherever you are to the next level of great. Thank you so much. Subscribe to this channel and ring that bell so that you get notifications of when the next video is uploaded. Thank y'all. Have a great 2021.